Ever get that ambiguous outer join detected error and wonder what you just broke? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about ambiguous outer joins in Microsoft Access and exactly what that error means. I'll show you what Access is complaining about, why it happens when you add just that one more table, and how to fix it so your query actually runs the way you expect without that silly, confusing error. Today's question comes from Landon in Tacoma, Washington, one of my Platinum members. He says, after joining the customers and orders tables, my query worked, but when I included the order details table, Access gave me an ambiguous outer join error, and the query stopped running. What does this error actually mean? Well, it's one of those confusing errors that once you understand what it means, it's really easy to fix. Let's take a look. Before we get started, though, this is an expert level video. That means it's sandwiched between beginner and developer, so we don't need any VBA for today. But some prerequisites. You should obviously know what relationships are. And before we can fix an ambiguous outer join, you should know what an outer join is. So go watch both of these videos. They're free videos. They're on my YouTube channel. They're on my website. Go watch both of those and then come on back. All right, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free database you can get off my website if you want. And in here I got customers, and customers can have orders, and orders have order details. Okay, order details are the line items. They're related back to an order, which is right here. These are the individual orders, and these are related back to customers. And we got customers right here. Customers can also be related to contacts. A contact is every time you talk to that customer. But the three tables we're going to work with first are customers, orders, and order details. So if we go to build a query, create query design, and let's bring in customers and orders to start. All right, now Access sees that there's a customer ID over here and there's a customer ID over there. So it knows to join those fields together. All right. Let's bring in customer ID, first name and last name. And over here, let's bring in the order ID and the order date. Okay, if I run the query now, there you go. There's some results, but you'll notice that you're missing some records. Right? There's only 16 records showing up here, whereas I have 30-something customers, 33. So why is that? Well, that's why we use an outer join in the first place, because this type of join right here is an inner join. This says only show me records where there's matching stuff on both sides. So every customer's got to have a matching order, and every order's got to have a matching customer. So we can make an outer join or a left join by simply double-clicking on this bar here and then picking option 2. Include all records from the customer table and only those records from the order table where the joined fields are equal. In other words, show me all of these, everybody here, whether or not they have an order. And if I run this now, you can see there's 34. And there's one extra because here, Mr. Spock's got 2 orders, right? He's the only customer with 2 orders, so there's one extra. Okay, so that's our outer join. All right, well, now the next step is, okay, I've got the orders in here. Let's add order details, right? Here's order details. Click and drag and drop it there. Okay, looks good. Now when I run it, there's the error message. The SQL statement could not be executed because it contains ambiguous outer joins. To force one of the joins to be performed first, create a separate query that performs the first join, then include that query in your SQL statement. So what Access is saying here, and this is actually easier to explain to beginners. This is how I kind of teach it in my beginner class. What you could do is, all right, don't put order details in here. Okay? Save this. Let's just save this as customer order 1 queue. Okay. And now that you've got that, you can create a second query with customer order 1 queue. And now you can bring in order details. And those will match up on order ID right there. Okay, sometimes if it's based on a query, Access doesn't make that relationship for you. And now if I bring in the fields, let's bring in all these and then all these. And now if I run it, it works. Okay, because this query's results are already finalized, and now it can bring this one in. But why can't you do it all in one query? Well, you can if you know how. So let's close this. We don't have to save this one. Let's go back to this customer order 1Q design. All right, let's bring back in order detail T. Now, here's the problem. This one is an outer join, which means usually, not always, but usually, whatever follows it has to also be an outer join, because this guy here is dependent upon this guy here, right? You're only going to see orders where there's a customer. So to continue that, you've got to also make this one a left join or an outer join. There's also a right join, but I almost always use left joins. All right, and now when I run it, it works because Access now knows that you got to follow the flow here. Okay, you can't have an outer join and then an inner join. Ambiguous outer joins actually means that Access sees more than one possible way to evaluate the joins, and the different join orders, say that 10 times fast, join orders, joinoidus. Man, I got a bad case of the joinoidus. Anyways, the different join orders might return different results, so that's why you got to make sure they're all the same. Outer joins are very sensitive to the order. If you do one outer join first, then you might have unmatched rows. So you've got to do 2 outer joins like that in a row. And if you add anything else after here, you got to have outer joins. All right, here's the simplest beginner-friendly rule of thumb. Think about direction of flow for your outer joins. If the errors all flow in one constant direction, Access is usually fine, right? A to B to C. This flows nicely. Right? Trouble pattern. And I say trouble because this isn't 100%. Sometimes you can get away with this, depending on the type of table and the relationships and blah, blah, blah. This is like a rule of thumb. It's not set in stone. But what we just did here, for example, we had an outer join and then an inner join. That caused the problem. Just like if you have an outer join that's a left join and then a right join back into it, that's violating the flow. So think of it like the flow, right? It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. And if this flow does get weird, split the query like I just showed you. Make one query that you know works. Run the query each step as you build it, right? So you got the query working with 2 tables. Okay, great. Save it. Now try adding your 3rd table. Oh, it's not working now? Okay, all right. Save what you got, and now add that new table into the other saved query like I just did a minute ago, okay? Most of the time when I see people have this problem, it's because their query's too complex. All right, there's a reason when I made this cover photo, when I had the AI put this together for me, I told it to make a ridiculously complex query here because I've seen worse. I've seen people send me stuff like that, like, why isn't it working? No, just no. Just break that up into like 4 queries. And also, when you're making these queries, make sure they make sense. For example, you got customers' orders and order details in here. Great. All right. That means you're going to see each customer and each of their orders and then each of their line items. We didn't bring any fields in, but let's say you bring in the order detail ID and the product. Okay. So now for each customer, you've got each order and then you've got each product. And that's fine. This is great to make a report out of, for example. You can build one big report with all this and use grouping levels. But now if he says, well, I also want to see contacts on here. What? Why? That's completely unrelated. Right, contacts are every time you talk to the customer, you make a contact. You can bring it in here, right? But no, it makes no sense. And even if you bring that data in, bring in, let's say, the description, right? It's just not meaningful data. A lot of times what people want is they might want some order information and then maybe a subform or a sub-report with contact information also related to customer, but that should be something totally separate. Don't try to jam too much stuff into one query. Okay, try to keep it all stuff that's meaningfully related, not just related because it's related. And we interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you a message to smash that like and subscribe button, please. Please, hit it for me right now. Go on. Don't forget. Some other fixes and advice, and yes, I went there. I went to Times New Roman. If you don't like it, that's too bad. I love Times New Roman. I miss it. There are some other things you can try if your logic really is a straight chain, like customers, then orders, then order details. Sometimes making the join direction consistent all the way down can solve it. In other words, if you're preserving the parent rows, keep preserving them through the chain. But don't do that blindly. Changing joins changes results. So don't just flip every join to an outer join and hope for the best. All right, ask yourself whether every table in the query actually belongs there, like I just mentioned. A lot of ambiguous join problems show up because someone added extra tables that aren't even needed. Okay? And like I said with the contacts, if your real goal is to view related data, not produce one flat result set, then use a main form with subforms or a main report with subreports. And that's often easier than trying to flatten the whole universe into one query. Some common mistakes. This is the new Aptos font. I don't know if I like this one or not. I like Tacoma the best, I think. Here are the big mistakes I see all the time. Number one, removing a join line. That doesn't fix a problem. That creates a Cartesian product, which is even worse. That's where you got a copy of each record on the left with a copy of each record on the right. It's good for doing things like making sports tournaments, but it's not good for regular data. I got a video on that coming out. Mistake number two, don't forget the join field in the child query. If you're going to join another table later, bring the key field with you, right? If you're going to join orders to order details, make sure you bring order ID in when you add that table, okay? Always bring in the IDs. Number three, calling everything a subquery. People use that word a lot. A subquery is a specific thing, but in Access design terms for beginners, think saved query feeding another query. Don't use the word subquery. Number four, obviously mixing inner joins and outer joins without stopping to think what rows you're trying to preserve. Okay. And the biggest mistake of all is making mega query, right? To do reporting, searching, editing, world peace, and trying to solve every problem at once with one gigantic query. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Here's an ambiguous outer join problem that came up in the forums on the website. One of my users, Lee, he posted this. And this is a situation where he's got firearms and magazines, and those have calibers, right? And so the caliber here relates to the caliber there, but it also relates to the magazine. And you can see he's got like a circular set of relationships going here, right? Firearm to magazine to caliber to back to firearm. And so the flow's messed up. All right. What ended up solving this problem was he needed to bring the caliber table in twice. And that way you've got firearm to caliber and then magazine to a second caliber table. So again, make sure all of your flows are the same. You got an outer join here, right? Then whatever this guy's flowing to has to also be an outer join. Okay? Usually. And these circular joins almost never work well. If they don't end in a straight line, if you can't have a relationship just kind of looping like that. That's just not a good thing. All right, so an ambiguous outer join error does not mean Access is broken. It just means your query logic is no longer clear enough for Access to determine the correct join order. The best fix most of the time is not some magic SQL trick. It's just simplifying the design. All right. Build the first logical piece in a child query, save it, and then use that saved query in a second query, and then save it and continue on. That forces the order, removes the ambiguity, and usually makes the whole thing easier to understand too. So if you see this error, remember, simple queries are better queries. And if your query has become a giant monster, chop it into smaller, tiny monsters. So the big takeaway today is if your query breaks after adding one more table, well, don't add that table. If you go to the doctor and you say, "Doc, my arm hurts when I raise it like this," the doctor's going to say, "Well, don't raise your arm like this." That's one of my favorite stupid jokes. No, but seriously, if you break your query by adding one more table, and remember, start with two, then add your third one, then add your fourth one, and if you find a spot where it breaks, check your joins, and if that still doesn't work, save what you got that does work, and then start from there in the next query, and make another chaining query. All right, break it into smaller queries to fix the problem. All right, let me know in the comments if you have run into this error and how you ended up solving it. But that's going to be your Tech Help video for today, brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that Show More link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.